Hello Divas! I thought today I would, so getting ready for a craft show that's coming up on Saturday. Today when I'm taping this is a Wednesday. And I am making some snowflakes to take along. That can be Christmas ornaments or something. Now there's two different ones. Some I got at Michael's and some I got at the dollar store. The ones that I got at the dollar store are much thinner and had to have but the ones from Michael's or Joann's or wherever I got them had to have a hole drilled in them. So missed the back of that one. What do you know? what I've done, and I'm going to bring you real close to these things. Yeah. There we go. What I've done with these wooden snowflake things is they came in a regular balsa wood color, and I painted them white on each side. Took a little bit of light sandpaper, went over them to get the hairs off that stand up when you do painting or some kind of wet work on top of wood. You need to let it dry, then the hairs stand up, and you kind of like just very lightly go over it with sandpaper. Then what I did, can you see the pencil drawings on there? I kind of want the picture to look even as it can. So I put some pencil lines on top of the white, very light pencil lines. And I'm going to use that as my pattern that I can build my snowflake out from. And I did it on both sides. I noticed the other night though when I was doing that, so what I noticed was I didn't quite get the paint into the little crevices on the very edge. So I'm going to be doing that, and then they dry very quickly. So after I'm done with that, with all of them, I'll come back and start putting drills on them. I'm going to widen you out a bit here. And I have lots of special drills that I sort out this way. And I have some from kits I haven't sorted back into them yet. So they are either plain crystal, or they are white, or they are silvery crystal. So I have lots of different crystally things and pearly things to use on here. Alright, so I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to do freestyle, making sure that I have enough for both sides of a snowflake before I actually do them. Alright, so we can chat while I am painting. I wanted to let you know some things coming up are I figured I'd do a review on my stash. Now I have so many, and I want to get rid of a bunch of them. I mean, I have enough so that I could do a giveaway once a month for the next 2.5, 3 years, and not run out of just diamond paintings. But I have other stuff I want to give away too. So we shall see. We shall see how much I get out. Some of them, the giveaways will be. Some of the giveaways will be not only for United States people, they'll also be for overseas. Some of them. I can't afford to do all of them like that. I'm going to soon be opening a buy me a coffee thing, and Patreon or YouTube subscriber thing. I'm coming up with the tiers now. Tier as in, levels of things, not as in boo-hoo, crying tears. And I want to keep it simple because it's a lot to keep track of. And who gets extra what here and there. Excuse me. The giveaways, I've decided I am going to work like this. On my Facebook page, for Wandasworkbasket, the private group, I'm going to put in the files section a questionnaire that you can fill out. You can also request this questionnaire from me if you don't, or if you're not joined with Facebook or whatever, that's fine. You can just request, go to Wandasworkbasket@gmail.com and ask for the questionnaire, and I'll be glad to send it to you. Basically what it asks you are your details, so that if you win I can send it to you. Your name, your username, like, you know, whatever it comes up as on the YouTube, you know, like your name, aka, you know, also known as, that kind of thing. And your email address, your snail mail address, and you must be subscribed to this YouTube channel. It's suggested that you also join the Facebook group, but I know some people don't like Facebook, so we're not doing that. You know, I'm not making that a requirement. I'm not making it a requirement that you join one of the income streams either. I don't want to ask you to spend any money you can't afford to do, so I'm not asking you for that. Although it would help me if some people are on there, so I can, you know, so I can mail these things out and pay for postage. Right now I don't, my income will not allow me to send too much out. But anyway, once I have a collection of these questionnaires, and I hope it's soon because I have a lot to give away, I am going to put the names in a random, you know, in a little shaky thing. And the first Sunday of each month, I will pull a name at random out of the jar of names. And then, if you win, I will contact you right away. I will also put it up on a YouTube video the next day. So if I pull it on a Sunday, it'll be on a Monday, the following Monday, that I announce it. I'm asking you to do the questionnaire only because so that I have your address. I've tried to give away this one really neat gift, and twice now the person who has won it has not gotten back to me. So if I don't have your information, I can't send it to you, right? That only makes sense. So I will put it up. If you're a part of the Wanda's Workbasket Facebook group, that's great. Then you can find it in the file section there. And if you're not, that's okay. Just ask, ask for it by emailing me at wandasworkbasket@gmail.com, and I will get you a questionnaire to fill out for me. All right. Let's see. The questions on there are also like about your preferences. Do you prefer square or round or special? Do you prefer like a large painting or a small painting? Do you prefer did I say round or square? Special drills. What themes do you like? Do you like animals or landscapes or flowers or people or cartoons or whatever? What kind of images do you like to do? There might be one or two other preference questions on there. Oh, and if you've won, you can only win once and then not for another 6 months. I'm just trying to give as many people an opportunity to win as possible. And believe me, I have enough to do every month for the next, like I said, 2.5 to 3 years. And I still have plenty to work on myself. I have way too many things in my collection, and since I was blessed at the time of getting them, I want to bless you by sharing them with you. They will all be full kits, nothing that has been started already. Let's see. They may have been used for a unboxing, unwrapping. But other than that, they're plain. Oh, whether you like full drill or partial drills, and whether you prefer it to be like color blocking or heavy confetti. So you'll just have to write your preferences down so that I know if you win that month, then I'll know what kind of Prezi to send you. Yeah, I want that to start that in November. Yeah. So, what else is coming up? I'm going to be starting the Buy Me a Coffees, although they won't be coffees. Everything that is donated, and I will greatly, greatly appreciate it. We'll go back into running the site. At the moment, I don't have any more. I'm not able to buy any more paintings or tools and that kind of thing. So whatever I get will mostly go back into the site. It will definitely go for postage for those who win the drawings. Hopefully that will be you sometime. And there'll be other things that yeah, I have to remember to put this in the viewer here. That will be special to those accounts. Like, I'm doing a whole bunch of projects with my leftover diamonds. Some of them will be for flea market crafts, but I really don't want to do too many flea markets. Honestly, you're sitting there all day, and, well, they're not fun if the weather's not nice. I like meeting people, of course. But, yeah. So examples of stuff and instructions on how to do some of the crafts that I'm going to make with my extra diamonds. Free things like copies of the inventory system that I put together, that you can put together in a notebook and use for your inventory system. I'm going to do some Happy Planner videos on planners, using my planner. I have to put together a new monthly thing for next year to put in my purse. I like the way I did the last one, and I want to do that again because it has pockets in between each month and stuff. So I'll show you how to make those if you're a Patreon or whatever subscriber. I want to give you, extra for helping to support the channel. Because it's not a privilege. It's, it's like, it is a great honor, a blessing, really, if you choose me out of all the people. If you choose to support me out of all the other people that are on there, I'm amazed. Some of you are becoming quite good friends as we talk together on the YouTube comments, and I look forward to talking with you more, to learning more about you. I'm sorry about all these trucks rolling by. That's another thing I want to work on. Something more soundproof to tape, someplace more soundproof to tape the videos and things. And I have to keep remembering to do it up here farther so you can see what's going on. I may have to come back and sand these a little bit anyway because it does get over the edge. Like, you know, like there. By the time I'm done painting all the edges, I can start back on the first ones. I'm going to also start doing, did I say stash videos? The ones that I'm keeping, I will go by company and show you what I have by company. I have some videos coming up that are like the top 5 hints for this, that, or the other thing. How to tell, you know, a good manufacturer to buy from, especially if you're not buying in the United States. Yeah, I don't know why that has to be a qualification. Just how to recognize a good company to purchase from. Let's see. I want to get a collaboration together with another YouTube content creator. She and I have talked briefly about it. Though we have to decide what we're going to do. Oh, if you're a patron too, I could give you a discount off my Etsy shop stuff. That might work. Off of your first purchase from my Etsy shop. You could do that. Let me know if you're if you're interested in becoming, you know, a sponsor or Patreon, that kind of thing. Let me know what you would like to see. What kind of videos you would like to see. I have a couple already lined up that I'm going to be doing, but I don't want to say too much about them until I start putting them up, because just in this YouTube world, if it gets out, you know, it's something different. Something definitely different, and I don't want to say too much about it until I put my first couple out. It'll take some production time to get them done. You know, I was at a meeting this morning, a ministerial meeting, and I got a phone call when I got out that my granddaughter needed to be picked up at school. And since I was only like 2 or 3 minutes away, I thought I would drive past the school to pick her up on my way home. It turns out that they did get a hold of her mother and my daughter, and she was already picked up by the time I was out of the school, but that's okay. The other week, not just this past week, but the one before, the kids were out because somebody in their class had COVID, and so the kids were quarantined. They were near them, I guess, or close to them. They weren't showing any symptoms or signs of it, and they actually didn't have COVID, but they had to get tested and quarantined before they could come back into class. And now that's the reason they were sent home today too. Or my granddaughter was. My grandson's in a different school now, middle school. So it's frustrating. I mean, I'm concerned that these kids aren't going to get time in the seats that they need to advance. It's frustrating. You know, we'll work with her at home as much as she needs us to, but it's not easy for these kids. The routine is all messed up. I don't know what it was like for you, but in the fall, we'd have to go to sleep early like a whole week. Yeah. A whole week before school started in the fall. We had to go to bed early. We had to practice getting up early. Oh, I hated it. Because after being so free and lazy all summer, last thing you want to do is get up early a whole week before school started. But that's okay. Did you good after all, right? I thank you again, Sylvia, for saying that the WIP and chats are like having a little chat with a friend. You know, having tea with a friend or something. They weren't your exact words, but I greatly appreciate what you said. That warmed my heart. Well, my husband's texting me. He wants to know if I was able to pick up our granddaughter from school. He's worried about her, even though my daughter emailed him back. Should have had done that by now. We just let him know that yes. Okay. Kate did. Whoops. Katie did. Okay, I can edit that out too. There's already Christmas things up in the shops. I'm not ready for it. I'm not much of a Halloween person, so that doesn't do anything for me. But you know, when you're selling crafts and stuff, you have to think about it. You have to think about Christmas and stuff in July. Way ahead of time so that you're prepared in time for the holiday. It's just like if you're involved in a church or something like that, you have to be ready months in advance of a holiday, because you have to plan, you know, people want to plan special things for special occasions, and they all take volunteers, and the volunteers have to be arranged, and who's doing what, when, where, and how, all that has to be rehearsed, and you know, it can be quite a production. Getting even one worship service together. So insert your thoughts here. You know, one of my last WIP and chats, I said that I hope they brought the rookie back for this fall in the TV shows. And they did. They did. I like that. It's, you know, and the 911 shows and all that stuff. I know we talked about it, but the premise can get pretty crazy. I don't know. I mean, are they searching? Are they having that much trouble finding original writers? They're just getting so unbelievable. You know, everyday incidents are stressful enough. You don't have to... I don't know. You don't have to make up like giraffes and elephants walking through the streets in order to have a big giant thing happening. And the other thing I was thinking about, too, with regards to the TV shows, is, I'm not finding the closure at all satisfying. You know, the end of a program used to feel good. It used to come to a closure. And now, even though the event has some closure, there's still this emotional baggage that gets left over to the next TV show. Do you find that? I especially notice it like, okay, sometimes I fall asleep at the end of a show, and when I go back to watch it and have to fast forward to places to wherever I think I, fell asleep at or something like that. And, I didn't finish that one. Good grief. I still am, even though I see the ending later, I'm still not satisfied. What do you think? I don't know if people are writing the same way they used to. I don't want anything saccharine sweet, of course, but I really would like to have some things satisfied by the end of a TV show. Emotional cliffhangers just don't do it for me. Or is that a symptom of being a boomer? I'm at the very, very end of being a boomer, though. One of the last years of the boomers. So I don't claim to be a full-blown boomer. I'm more of a bohemian hippie 60s, 70s gal. And I'll be turning 60 in December. And I think about stuff from my childhood more. And I used to love to listen to my grandparents and stuff when they talked about their childhoods. I don't know whether kids today think it's too boring to just sit and listen, or to ask about how it was for their grandparents. I mean, for me, it was fascinating to see how much their lives changed, how much it differed from ours. Maybe just because I like history, I don't know. But it always fascinated me. Now it's boring for the kids to listen to, I guess. Yeah, wait till it's their turn, right? Wait till it's their turn when they get to be 60, and how much is the world going to have changed by then? I don't want to sound like an oldster, but it's like even my kids never had to grow up with a dial telephone or a party line. If you don't know what they are, go ask your parents. No, but I even had to use a wringer washer when I was a kid. Got my hands jammed in there more than one time a summer. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, my job was the laundry all summer long. And that's not bad, except, you know, everybody wears jeans. And it's a real pain to put the jeans through the wringer washer. And my grandfather did not like to use that much electricity up if he didn't have to. So what we ended up doing was putting everything out on the line. I refused to put underwear out on the line. Do you know how stiff they come out after blowing in the breeze for an hour or so? But I gotta say that one of the best smells in the entire world is freshly laundered sheets out on the wash line, just in from the wash line. Oh my gosh, you put those on your bed and it's like so sweet. I loved that. I still love that. In fact, to me, I imagine what Jesus' robes smell like. And that's what his robes smell like to me. Fresh off the wash line sheets. Yeah, the fresh linen scent that you get in those little, you know, air freshener things don't come close. They really don't. Yeah. But so I had to drag all those wet clothes in a laundry basket out to the wash line, and that wasn't right outside of our front door. You know, we had property, so it would, you know, be a couple yards out the other side of the driveway, not near the road, so we had a lot of traffic then. We didn't want them to spit things, dirt and stuff up onto our clothes, so it was a ways away. And then having to put them all, unclip them from the wash line, get them all back in when they're dry. And if it was going to rain, you had to get them down earlier than that. So it was a real pain. So needless to say, I did not want to put any underwear out on the line. First of all, I was too embarrassed. I didn't want the neighbor boys seeing my underpants. And second, they were stiff, and you didn't want to wear stiff underwear. When my mom was first learning how to do laundry, this is one of our family stories, it's just hysterical. My dad would, well, he wouldn't touch the laundry. It was all, you know, women's work, so to speak. So Mom would do it, and she was just learning really how to do it. Well, there was more than one occasion when he ended up with pink underwear because she washed a red shirt in with the white underwear. That's not the funny part. That's pretty. The funny part is when, well, she was taking the curtains down, and my dad smoked at the time. So she got the curtains down. She was going to wash them in the washer and take them out to the line to dry. And she did, and she saw that, oh, there's only a couple things. I'll throw the t-shirts or whatever underwear in with it too, and let them dry while we're, you know, there's only a few of them. I'll get them done too. Well, they don't make curtains out of this anymore because it's a carcinogen, but at the time, to make them fireproof, fire retardant, curtains were sometimes made out of asbestos. Yep. Those tiny little stone fibers, mineral fibers, that get caught in your lungs and stuff. Well, she didn't really think about it. She washed Dad's t-shirt and underwear in with the white curtain. Curtains came out beautiful. My dad puts his underwear on the next day. Now, he taught Votech school. And it, he didn't feel it right away. But as the day went on and he got warmer, and he was, wearing his undies under his clothes, and he would start itching. He wouldn't know where it was coming from. By the time he got home in the afternoon, he was red raw from scratching because he had all these asbestos fibers all inside of his underwear. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. So funny. He didn't think it was funny, but we did. Mom learned never to do that again. I think she dry cleaned them after that. Not his underwear, the curtains, silly. I have a lot of funny family stories. What's one of your funny family stories? Do you have any that deal with laundry? Plenty of times I got him caught on left it all on the line. I had to go out by, when it started thundering and raining, we had to go out and get it and bring it in, whether it was dry or not. I'd want to be lazy and just leave it out till the sun shone again, because around here, summer thunderstorms don't last all that long. They're a downpour, and then the sun comes out again, and I'm like, wait for the sun. Let's wait it out. I was never allowed to do that. What was your favorite activity in the summer? When we were little, we did not have a pool. Above ground or in ground or whatever, we didn't have a pool. But there was some local community pools that had swimming lessons and family discounts, that kind of thing. And we always had a pool membership and had swimming lessons every summer. I used to hate adult swim time. But when I became an adult, I realized why they had them. It's to get all the crazy kids out of the pool, let them go to the snack bar where adults can swim around and not be splashed and kicked and, not get our hair all mussed, in the waves and stuff. We'd have some peace and quiet in the pool, in the water ourselves. After all, we had to drag our little monsters there. We might as well get some time by ourselves in the pool. There was a couple years very lean years where we didn't get to do that. So, Mom would set up the sprinklers. She put a sprinkler on the hose, turned it on, and let us run through it in the lawn, which was fun. I mean, you made rainbows, you did bubbles, and you washed everything off, and you made mud puddles, and we were really, really young at that point. We had a little baby pool, a little wading pool that The most embarrassing family movies, 8mm movies, are of my brother and I naked in this summer tub. And we were only like, 3 and 4 years old or something like that. But my grandkids have never seen those old movies. My grandfather had a movie that projector and a film thing, screen. I'm gonna have those 8mm put on DVD or something on a drive so that my kids and grandkids can see them. We have a ton of slides from family trips that I want to put on a DVD and give some to my brother and my kids. Yeah, so that when I'm old and an old folks home, I have something to watch once in a while. It's something decent to put on TV, right? Just teasing. I should have thinned out this acrylic paint. It's really thick and gooky now. Come on, you don't have that long to go. We didn't go to the movies all that often when I was a kid. We would wait till they came out on TV. The big three. CBS, ABC, and NBC. They would have like summer movies on. Instead of reruns, they would put on, movies. They wouldn't be first run like now. You can see first run movies on, streaming on Netflix and some on YouTube and Facebook and Amazon and all that kind of stuff. Some of them are originally, you can only get them on certain systems. But not then. It's more like a Saturday night thing. You'd all kind of gather around the TV. And your kids. And I remember watching Planet of the Apes that way. Couldn't wait for the next Planet of the Apes movie. The Wide World of Disney was always a Sunday night. That was always on. Oh, one more to paint. We can go back to the originals, give them a little buff, and start laying on drills. I have to get a cup of tea in between so I can have a cup of tea with you. I don't know how long these are going to go. These videos are going to go. I'm just going to keep yapping and editing then. And we'll see where it lands. Let me know what kind of questions you want me to answer. Is there something personal that you want to know about me? I can put that in the next Tea and Talk WIP. So that you can work your project right along with mine. You can work together. I do that with my favorite YouTubers. I listen to their channel, their YouTubes while I'm working on my own. And laugh with them. Can't wait to show you some of the new things I've cooked up for the channel. Like I said, it'll take some work getting them done, but I think you'll like them. things I've been curious about for a while. One of the things I do, I want to interview my favorite designers, the artists, and maybe show some examples of their work if I'm allowed to, and different places you can get their work as a diamond painting or as a paint by number. If I do that, who are your favorite designers? What artists would you like to see interviewed? And I know Mindy has had Chuck Pinson on during one of her Chuck-alongs, and that was fascinating. I loved that so much. So I'm hoping to do that with a few designers. If I can get in contact with them, maybe they have their work out there in the image world, or on their own website, so that I can be in contact with them. That's one of several ideas I've got. So I can't believe it. I am down to the last bits of white paint here in this tray, and I am down to my last snowflake painting. Isn't that neat? It hardly ever happens. You can list your questions about diamond painting or crafting or anything like that too. I'd like your feedback on the way I do my videos. Is there something I could improve upon? I'm trying to improve on the thumbnails. I'm trying to improve on making it smooth. I'm trying to improve on the content. But it would help if I know your ideas as well. But if you're not a content creator and you're dying to see something, or you have a question that has come up in your mind several times and didn't think to ask it. Email me at wandasworkbasket@gmail.com, or just put it in the comment section of one of my videos, and I'll be glad to tackle it on the next one. Okay, well, I'm going to put this aside, the paint aside. I am going to get my cup of tea, and I will be right back. Hold on. I'm back. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but this is how I marked up the pencil lines. I would put a dot on each of the end points that I wanted to connect, and I put a little pencil dot right in the little armpit there. So what I would do is I would connect up the long, 3 long sections like that. Just draw a straight line. And you see? Okay. Then I would connect the small lines, the small dots from the middles of everything, and make sure it went right through the middle, the midpoint as well. So there's 3 of those lines. And there. Then what I would do is I'd take somewhere on that line, right around approximately the same place at each point, I would draw another tiny dot, and I would just connect that dot to the one on the outer side with a ruler, of course. That dot to the inner dot. that dot to the outer dot. And I would just go right around. And then I'd have my snowflake marked. And what I'm going to be using these for are guidelines as to where to put the gems. It doesn't take long to do. Where on the heart-shaped ones, what I did was I made a pattern. Since I only had 2 of those things, I made a paper pattern and laid out the drills ahead of time on that paper pattern. And if I liked it, I'd use it. If not, I would just keep moving them around until I found what I liked. Okay. And that's how I drew the lines on there. Alright, so we'll start with one of these. Doesn't matter which one. I'm going to bring it out a little bit. You can see what I'm doing. Now I go through my box of goodies. Excuse me, my sinuses are acting up. And I want to pick some nice size pearls for the edges, like for each of the points, and maybe a real big one for the middle. So these are about the same size, 2 different kits. That's also about this, a little bit smaller. Okay, so do I have anything bigger than that in here? Well, I have 2. I can use those for one set. We have one of that one. Has to have 2. A lot of little ones. Well, we'll do one at a time. Got the 2 big ones because they'll go in the centers. Yeah, you have to make sure you have 2 of everything, or else you're going to have a one-sided flake. So I'm using Aleene's Jewel-It. If you want it to dry faster, you may want to use E6000 or B7000. And I would, but it's very smelly. Very smelly glue. Okay, so right smack dab in the center. And you know where that is because that's where all of them intersect. Alright, I'm going to leave that big one in the tray because I'll need that for the next time. I have plenty of these pieces. Is that what I want to use for the edges? I have these. How many do I need? 3, 6, 9, 18. So I need 32 altogether. Stop! But we need 32 altogether. I think I do have 32 of these. Of these things. Do I have 32 of the teardrop shapes? Because they would look nice in the edges too. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, yeah I do. 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, yep. I absolutely have more than 36 here, so I can use those, and I can use the pearlies. Even if I don't have enough in each of these small bags, I do have plenty in the big container. Alright. There we go. Now let's see. right. I'm going to put them on dry first, just to see how they would work. And they don't like to be picked up that way, but I do have a wax thing here. Yeah. Yep. Oh, I need that for each of those too. Well, I have plenty enough to do that. On each one. Okay, so I have to start there on the very edges of here. Okay. I'll just dry fit 2 of them. Come on. So I know what it looks like. The only time you have to modify this is when you get up to where the hole is. I can put one of those rounds up here, but what I'm going to do with these, I can't. So I'm going to put these like pointing inward. From each of the dots. Come on. See how that looks? And that one has a mark on it. Put that aside. Okay. And you will line them up better once you have the glue down. Come on. Come on, you. Okay, then around that inside one, should I put one on each of the hubs, the spokes? Do I have enough for that? Maybe. One of them on in the middle here. Now, what am I going to put in there? Nope, not the glow-in-the-dark ones. I don't have enough of them. I have a ton of the white ABs, and I think I'm going to use those. So I need another pot here. Okay. Let's see, can I put them? Ooh, there's some in here that look like little pearls. And some that look just like plain ABs. I think. One. Basically, all I do is experiment and see what works. 3 and maybe a 4th one, if I can do it. Three or 4 down the center. And maybe 2 down each side. What do you think? Come on, you. I don't want to squeeze them so much that they don't stay in line. But this is basically how I do it. I play around till I get a configuration that I think I'm going to like. Now I want to see what it would look like if this thing went up there. I like that. I think I have enough to do that too. And then I'll put the sparklies in between. Oops. Okay. There. Oh, I like that. Or do I need another chunky one in the middle? I need another chunky one in the middle. But a smaller chunky one. I don't have... Those are the same sizes. Oh, they're bigger. They bigger than that? Let's see. And we're at the same size, so I don't know. I can either do it that way, or I don't think I want to put a silver one in the middle. I think that just is jarring. This is just crazy. Come on now. And that's the problem with dry fitting them, because they don't like to stay. I don't know. Yeah. I like that. I like the other one in the middle here. Move two of these out. Move you in. Yeah, it makes it chunkier. I like that. Three down. Three down. Three down, two in the middle. Yep, I like that. I want one of these. Again, point it up. There, and then I'm going to have one of these at each of these spokes, I think. I know I didn't count them. because I will have to add 2, 3, 6 to each side. I think that's enough. I can't do it in the middle. See, like that. That's pretty. I like that. Okay, I'm going to do that, definitely. Alright. Can do, can do. Let's see.